UPP TV presents The Right Choice, a show created to highlight the candidates of the United Progressive Party and their ideas and plans for the future. Here's your host for The Right Choice, Dr. Jackie Quinn.
Welcome to the very first edition of The Right Choice. Welcome. It gives me a lot of pleasure to say welcome to UPP TV. Now, this program, The Right Choice, is intended to increase awareness of our candidates so that you, our voters, get a better understanding of their motivation, their vision, their plans for the communities that they intend to serve. It is also designed to share a bit of the lives and the background, the substance of all of the candidates, the right choice, the right team, the right party, as they ready themselves for service to community and to country. We're starting off the Right Choice program with our youngest candidates, Mrs. Gladys Potter and Tavon Peter Red's Harriet. Remember, listeners and viewers, you can join us on all the media platforms. Here on UPP TV, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Progressive 107.3 FM, on Facebook as well. And some of you may be joining us on the Zoom platform. Please do send us your comments. Any questions at all that you may have for these candidates, we will be sure to share as many of them at the end of the show. Let's do a little introduction of our two very special guests this evening. Gladys Potter, the standard bearer for St. John's Rural South, a multicultural and multinational daughter of the soil. Gladys Potter was born in Grays Hill to a Dominican Republic mother and St. Lucian father. She's a graduate of the Otis Comprehensive School and the Business Studies program of the Antigua State College. Working nights and attending classes during the day shaped her sense of industry and her drive to work for what she wants. Gladys recognized the value of professional development to her progress and successfully completed courses in risk management, a chartered director's course under the auspices of the Caribbean Governance Training Institute and the Antigua and Barbuda Investment Authority's Mind Your Business course. These prepared Gladys to take on a management position in a multi-business operation comprising a service station, restaurant, and auto body repair shop. There, she managed personnel issues and also the business's financials. For 13 years, from 2005 to 2018, Gladys worked for a gaming software company where she held supervisory and management positions. She did several tours of duty overseas on the company's behalf, including assignments in, get this, Bulgaria and in the Philippines, where she trained staff in the area of risk management. A past vice president of the St. John's Cooperative Credit Union, she also served as chairperson for the organization's Human Resources Committee. At the same time, Gladys and her husband Mark were involved in a number of personal business ventures, including the family-run farm for over 20 years. And since 2018, she has been famously known as the proprietor of an ice cream parlor and restaurant. But Gladys is just as famous for her volunteerism and community service, particularly to the benefit of the youth and the elderly. In 2016, Gladys inaugurated the Shine Your Light Expo, a yearly exhibition to highlight the talents of artisans, food and beverage manufacturers, performing artists, and more, as a springboard for them to monetize their skills. And since 2017, Gladys has hosted an annual senior citizens dinner in her community and garnered nationwide support for this event that benefits the elderly. Gladys Potter heads up the UPP's Welfare Committee, providing assistance to the elderly and the needy, and is actively involved in the party's Women's Forum. Her colleagues describe her as a hard-working team player who creates solutions. She's an active member of the Mountain of Fire and Power Ministries, where she nourishes her faith. She's a dedicated family woman, a mother of 3 sons and a daughter, all of whom she describes as amazing. Gladys Potter, affectionately called Amalia, is the genuine article. Sincere, very committed to developing her community and her country. Her empathy for others and her ability to create partnerships for community development projects embody the UPP's people first, right choice philosophy. Her aim is to be the refreshing breeze that blows away the current staleness of business as usual and brings lasting change to rural South. We say a very hearty welcome to Mrs. Gladys Elena Potter. And may I say, ¿cómo está usted?
Bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Bien. Excelente. Thank you, thank you. And then let's introduce our standard bearer for St. Peter, Tevon G. Harriet. With roots deeply embedded in the Parham community, Tevon Harriet wields considerable influence among the youth in St. Peter. Starring in the #1 sport of football, Peter Reds, as he's affectionately known, came to leadership early as the captain of the Parham Football Club and as a leading striker for the Antigua Barbuda national football team. When Reds plays, the 3 P's come out in their numbers: Parham, Peers, and Painters. This graduate of the Peers Secondary School declares the pride and affection he still carries by describing it as the best school in the world. But he longs to see Peers Secondary develop as an institution that not only turns out scholars, but more sportsmen and women of community and national stature. Harriet's secondary education prepared him for the world of work, and he went into the security business after completing school. 3 years after he was hired as a supervisor, he had mastered the daily operations of the business and was promoted to the position of assistant general manager. The time, effort, and dynamic approach of Peter Reds paid off, and young Harriet was promoted to the position of general manager 2 years later. As a member of the Parham Community Group and the East Boys promotion, Harriet is deeply concerned about the lack of development in St. Peter's after decades of Antigua Labour Party representation. He believes the community should be further ahead in every aspect, especially in its infrastructure, in the employment and deployment of its young people, and in the use of its resources, the land and the ocean, for the benefit of the local residents, not only for investors. Harriet is also concerned that the elderly are being underserved in the area of health, as the Parham Clinic is in poor condition, while Peers has no facility. Now, he branches further afield politically. He is getting to know better the communities of Vernons, Cedar Hill, Fitch's Creek, Weirs, Painters, Gunthorpes, and Lightfoot. And Harriet knows that there's no one-size-fits-all solution to the issues plaguing the very diverse constituency. Therefore, Harriet promises to consult with all the people in order to create a collective vision and deliver proper representation to the people of St. Peter's. He says he speaks for the youth as well as the adult population when he declares no more of the handout mentality. Instead, he is looking to bring to his constituency develop mentality. Develop mentality. Tevon Harriet is convinced that the time for change is now, and the agent to bring about that change is the United Progressive Party, the Right Party. As part of the right choice, he intends to score big for St. Peter. It's a pleasure to have you, and may I say, goal!
It's a pleasure to meet you, Sister Jackie.
Yes, And so with that introduction, this a very illustrious introduction, we're going to go into our discussion with both of these wonderful candidates that we have here, the right choice, the right team. But we're going to take a short commercial break and we'll come right back. Welcome to UPP TV.
It's time to join the family at the People's Cooperative Credit Union Limited. We offer You can even become a shareholder by purchasing a minimum of 50 shares at $5 per share. Membership is super easy and convenient. Just visit our newly opened credit union building on Upper Newgate Street, Monday to Fridays, 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. with proof of ID and address, along with $15 to cover registration and passbook. And you'll be set and on your way. For further information, call 462-8888 or 727-2285. People's Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Today, tomorrow, together.
Tonight are Gladys Potter, and she, of course, is the standard bearer for St. John's City South, Rural South, that is, and Mr. Tevon Peter Harriet, the standard bearer for the United Progressive Party for St. Peter's. Now, Sister Gladys, we have given the listeners and viewers a snapshot of your very illustrious career. Businesswoman in risk management, you have traveled the world training other people. You have a very solid career, but you have decided to get into politics to serve your community. Why did you decide to run for political office?
Sister Jackie, there is a need for proper representation in St. John's Rural South. I was born, raised, educated, and still living in St. John's Rural South. Rural South has never had a representative. We've had members of parliament, we have a present member of parliament, but never a representative. We've never had anyone advocating for us to see to the needs of the constituency. Presently, just walking through the constituency, driving through the constituency, you will see the neglect. You will see the evidence of no proper representation. When you speak to the constituents in St. John's Rural South, you'll hear their cry, feel their pain, and they will say over and over again, they have never had anyone come and stand with them, fight for them, advocate for them. When decisions are being taken in cabinet, when they're in parliament, negotiating, you never hear anyone speaking on behalf of the people of St. John's Rural South. I am still living there. I feel the pain. I understand what they're going through because I go through it as well. And I know St. John's Rural South can get better. St. John's Rural South will get better. Gladys Potter is the right choice for St. John's Rural South. Gladys Potter will stand with the people of St. John's Rural South. And anywhere there is room for improvement, I will fight hard, work tirelessly to see to those improvements.
Now, you've grown up in that community, so you know the community inside out.
That's correct.
You know the people know you.
That's correct.
And you have seen over the years, your young life, you have seen over the years the lack of proper representation.
That's correct.
And your foray into politics is to change that narrative.
Yes.
So, I mean, the people of that community have embraced you so far since you've been, you know, going out and meeting with them and talking to them about changes in the community?
They have. The people in St. John's Wood, my neighbors, because they're my neighbors.
Exactly.
I live around them. I went to school with many of the persons who are my age range that grew up in St. John's Wood South. When I go out, they tell me what they want from a representative, what they have never been getting. And what they want, as I said, Sister Jackie, is someone to respect them, not take them for granted. When you elect a member of parliament, you expect them to come back to you to fulfill the promises that they made. You expect them to work along with you. We're not having that now. So the fact that I go out, connect with the people in St. John's Wood South, take the time to present myself to them, let them know that I am applying for the position to serve them, to advocate for them. It's a, as you say, a refreshing difference. It's something that they've never had before. The time has come for us to change the status quo. People don't like to be taken for granted. I don't like to be taken for granted. I don't like people take my children for granted. So when you make promises, when you come around and say you're going to do A, B, C, D, and you do not return to the constituency, not even to find out how we're doing, what are our needs. Do you know that those that work for solid waste, CBH, they're on strike?
Yes.
So the garbage haven't been collected. We haven't heard our member of parliament speaking about this. We have no form of representation. How can that be? I believe a member of parliament, a representative, is supposed to see to the needs, the concern, be the voice, stand in the gap for us. Yeah. We going out there and making a plea for ourselves. We only get this far, but you're the elected one. You have the authority and the responsibility to represent us. It is failing, it is lacking, and it has always been so. If there was somebody doing a wonderful job, I wouldn't have any need to go forward. But yes, they're not doing a good job. They haven't been doing a good job. They've been doing a good job at neglecting us,
yes,
at taking us for granted, at disrespecting us. We have I know you just asked me one question, but I'm like, I don't want to take over.
You're on a roll, so you just go ahead.
You know, I'm passionate about the people of St. John's Wood South. Yes. I'm passionate about St. John's Wood South. I believe that with a little love, a little attention, St. John's Wood South will be a beacon of light in Antigua and Barbuda. You're going to want to move into St. John's Wood South. I'm telling you that.
It seems so.
But now, in Golden Grove, behind the Golden Grove playing field, a building was started. It is an eyesore. It has been there since before 2009.
Yes.
It's not benefiting anyone. As a matter of fact, it is a space for crime,
yes,
for criminals, for delinquents. No effort has been made to transform that into a community center that is so needed in St. John's Wood South.
We're going to talk about some of the plans because I believe that is one of the plans that you have earmarked.
Yeah, but I just wanted to take it to how where the disrespect come in. Leading up to the last election, the sitting MP said that was one of his campaign promises. Over a year ago, he built a container branch office and he named it St. John's Wood South Community Development Center. That's a disrespect to the people of St. John's Wood South, a slap in the face. It's not benefiting the people of St. John's Wood South. When you feel comfortable doing something like that, it means that you take the people for granted. And he has done a lot of things similar where he just disrespect us by doing nothing and expecting to get away with it. We deserve better, and we know we deserve better, and we're going to get better because Gladys Potter is the right choice for St. John's Wood South.
Well, well, well. You know, I like the fact, Gladys, that you talked about applying for the job to represent the people of your constituency.
Yes.
And I think that the UPP team, the right party, and the right choice, all the candidates are humbly going to the people and saying, give us an opportunity to represent you. So, Peter Reds, you have a stellar career here on the football field as a striker, you know, one of the leading strikers. And we are expecting that you're going to go there and give us some real goals in St. Peter's.
Yes, I'm going to deliver.
Exactly, just like you've delivered for the national team and for your community. But tell us, Peter Reds, why did you decide to run for political office?
Sister Jackie, the answer is very clear. The constituency of St. Peter has been loyal to the Antigua Barbuda party for 70 years. And they have gotten nothing in return. The people of the constituency continuously voted for the Antigua Barbuda party, hoping to get some representation in return. To date as early as today, there's been no representation from the Antigua Barbuda party in St. Peter. St. Peter is one of the most disgraceful constituencies in the entire Antigua Barbuda. If you go to Pierce, if you go to Pelham, if you go to Lightfoot, the entire constituency is just in a state of disrepair. And Sister Jackie, I grew up in the constituency. I grew up in Pelham, the son of the soil. I can no longer sit and watch and hear the cries of my fellow constituents and do nothing about it. I decided, with the consultation of the constituents, that I'm going to go forward and offer them proper representation. I'm going to work with them to ensure that St. Peter gathers some form of substance. At the moment, it's going downhill. But with whichever one have here, with the UPP, with the right choice and the right team, we will rediscover some hope in St. Peter.
Yes, very good. I like, you know, the substance of and the passion I'm hearing in your voices as you talk about your representation. Now, for those people who may say, oh, you know, you're too young, you probably have never gone into politics, you're wet behind the ears, all the different criticisms that you may hear. What in general do you think are the qualities of a good leader, a good community leader? And you have had some leadership.
First of all, Jackie, you have to have compassion.
Yes.
You have to care for people. You have to be genuine. You have to have self-discipline and good character. If you look at myself, you can ask the constituents in St. Peter. They can look at me and they can see each one of those things that I listed out. No other party or has no other representative in St. Peter that have those characteristics. And me offer myself to the position as a good leader. I've been a captain for Palm Team for years. I've been a supervisor for the business, acting general manager and manager. And so far, I've done a stellar job in each one of those positions. And I think that I have what it takes. I have what it takes to move the constituency forward. I have what it takes to help and assist the constituency in St. Peter. At the moment, they are crying. They are crying out. They need some assistance. And they look at me, I'm not in government, I'm not in parliament, I'm the opposition. And they see me on a daily basis more than they see the current MP. And I will continue to advocate for them. I will continue to represent them, to fight for them, to ensure that all what they want and their needs are being fulfilled.
And I don't think you added young, fit, and handsome, and having that passion and enthusiasm for serving people. Sister Gladys, maybe you could come in here and talk about what you see as the qualities of a good community leader, and do you embody those qualities?
To be a good community leader, you have to love people.
Yes.
I believe that whatever you love and what you value and who you value, you will give to. So I value St. John's Wood South.
Yes.
I value the people of St. John's Wood South. I don't overlook the people. I see the people. I see their hurt, their their pain, their suffering, and a good leader must be able to see where the areas of needs for the people they're serving. A good leader must not take those that they're serving for granted. A good leader must not impose their way or their what they think is the right thing for them on those they're seeking to learn. You have to lead. You have to take the time out to get to know the people that you're seeking to serve and understand the area in which they need that serving so that you can be effective. I can give you a paracetamol and you don't have a headache. You probably need a plaster for a cut. You understand? But because I think you have a headache or I have a headache, giving you paracetamol doesn't resolve the issue. And this is the thing. We have persons who have been members of parliament representing the people of St. John's Wood South, and they never took the time out to understand the areas of needs. They never took the time out. Maybe they have, because leading up to the election, they know all the problems. They know all the potholes in the streets. They know how many potholes in the street. They know the drains that needs cleaning. They know the lack of roads. They know the lampposts that don't have the fixtures or the bulbs. But then after election, it's like they forgot.
It's just being out of touch with the people and lacking the compassion and the empathy.
And you must have compassion. You must have empathy. And as I said, you must seek to understand the people you're seeking to serve. You cannot serve people and you don't understand them, understand what they need.
Yes.
It's good. You're going to be giving them what they want, what you want, at the expense of what they need.
That's right, that's right. Now, what would you say, Peter Reds? I keep calling you Peter Reds, but maybe I should use your legal name, Tevon Harriet. I just love the name, how it flows off the tongue, you know, Peter Reds, Tevon, Peter Reds Harriet. What would you say is your proudest achievement?
My proudest achievement would be when I was first called up to the senior national team. I was at the age of 16 years old.
Wow.
And I was called to the senior national team to represent them against the United States. I still have that jersey to take. That was.
Is it framed?
No, it is well folded in my closet.
Yes.
But that was my proudest moment. I worked hard for that moment. Growing up, I was always the star in my village, but I was always told, be patient and wait your turn. Your time will come. And I did just that. And when I received the call, I was in training with the senior team for about 2 months. And when I received the call, a few days before the encounter, I was told that Mr. Harriet, you're going to be selected on the senior team. I was lost for words. Because that was the moment I've been putting in all the effort, all the time.
Yes. All the work.
All the work.
Yes.
Hard work. Determination. And when I received that call, the tears of joy that came down on my face, it was just speechless.
And in that particular game, how did you perform?
Well, unfortunately, we lost that game.
Yes.
We lost that game very late to the United States beat us 2-1.
Yes.
But my performance that game was very stellar. I mean, it was my first time. I didn't get many minutes, but it was just a joy of being out there, rubbing shoulders with professionals.
That's right.
With the big boys, the guys that you watch on TV every weekend.
Yes.
So the result for me at that age didn't matter. To be honest, but I was just happy to be in the same space with professionals, those guys who were making millions. But it was a very good day, and I'm proud of that.
Yes, excellent. And I'm not really that familiar with the football, even though my son plays football, and I know that there's a striker and midfield and wingers and so on. You have always played strike. Is that your?
Not really. I'm a utility player, to be honest.
Okay.
But for the senior national team, and as I got a bit older with the palm setup, I remained as the central striker.
Yes.
So the main purpose of the central striker is put the ball in the back of the net.
That's right. To score goals.
Score goals.
That's right. And you're going to score goals for this right team, right?
I'm going to score goals for St. Peter. St. Peter needs someone to score goal for them.
That's right.
They need the help.
Yes.
With the right choice, the right team, with Teflon Harriet being the right person in charge, St. Peter will score the right goal.
Goal! I can't resist that. Sister Gladys, what about you? Your proudest achievement? Share that with us.
So I've had many achievements. But my proudest is kind of personal.
Okay.
My mom,
something that you can share with us?
Yes, of course. But it's one of my greatest achievements, I believe. My mom was ill, and she had to do surgery twice. The first time she did surgery, I wasn't in a position to go to the United States to spend time with her. The second time she did surgery, she told me she was going to do the surgery. She didn't know I was going to journey up, travel up to be with her.
That's right.
I was able to go to the United States. I was able to be in the room with her when she's doing the surgery. And my mom told them that she doesn't need to stay in the recovery room because she has a daughter who's going to take care of her. It so happened when I was working at the time, I was allowed to work from the United States, and I was able to take care of my mother for 2 months in the United States. That is one of the greatest achievement, to be able to care for your mother the way how she took care of you when you weren't able to take care of yourself. That was a joyful time for me.
Extremely touching, very touching. What has required the most courage of you in life so far? Because you talk about, taking your mother on that journey with her health challenge, but has there been anything that you would say has required great courage in life?
I think for me, losing loved ones, it takes a lot of courage to get over that point. I lost my mother in 2020. I lost my uncle in 2021, and then my sister or later down in 2021. Presently, my brother is in the hospital. So it's been a hell of a 2 years for me. Meanwhile, I'm out there in the constituency. I'm a full-time business owner. I'm a full-time wife. I'm a full-time mother. And it takes a lot from you. But I am rooted and grounded in God. He's my strength. And I believe that I'm as strong as the God that I serve. Over the last 2 years, it has taken a lot of courage for me to continue to put on a smile. I look better than what I'm going through. So
I do remember your sister Amanda. We went to high school together. And,
yes.
I
was hoping that she would be able to vote. Well, not for me, but for the United Progressive Party.
Yes, but I'm sure she's praying for us up there.
I believe so.
Yes.
I believe so. So losing loved ones and just dealing with loss, it takes a lot of courage to get up, to not wallow in it, and to not let it overcome you, to get up and fight for others. Many times I'm out there encouraging others and going through similar situations. And they would never know. So I think that has taken a lot of courage. I can fight. I love to fight. I am a defender. I'm not a sportsman. I don't have that kind of talent. But when there is a cause, I will fight.
That's right.
I don't like to see people being mistreated. I don't like to see people taken for granted, overlooked. I will fight for people like that. And people know me for that. I will take up the fight. So in St. John's Wood South, I have reason to fight for St. John's Wood South. St. John's Wood South is worth fighting for. The people of St. John's Wood South is worth fighting for. And you have a fighter in me.
That's right. And I like the fighting spirit. I like the fact that you're a champion for the people of St. John's Rural South. What about you, Peter Reds? Tell us, what has required the most courage from you in life?
To be the father of my younger brothers. My dad was one who usually traveled for work, for business. Anything that requires him to be away, he usually passed the month on to me. He called me Peter. He'd be like, Peter, I'm leaving for 2 months, so be with the boys and them. Now, I started doing that at the tender age of 17. You know, so.
How many brothers?
A lot.
Okay.
But I usually took care of maybe about 4 of them. About 4 of them. Those are behind me. But to be at the tender age of 17, 18, and having to deal with school, deal with being a teenager, and still have to go home knowing that you have to make sure that the younger ones behind you are well set. They know what tomorrow is going to bring. That takes a lot out of you. And to this day, I still have 12 of them living with me. To this day, I still look at myself and ask myself, how did you do this? How you did all of this, knowing that you have a life of your own. But at the end of the day, it's all about the love. It's all about caring for people. It's all about being
responsible.
Being responsible.
That's right.
When you're called upon, ensure that you can go out and make a difference. And to date, I'm proud of myself.
Yes.
My younger brothers can even tell you, they're proud of me for being the bigger brother and the father figure for them. And I'm very happy of those achievements.
Well, this is getting really interesting. Lots of great stuff here. And of course, we're sharing with you on UPP TV and on all the media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. So please put your questions in, your comments as well. We'll try to get in as many as possible. But we're going to take a short break. Do stay with us on The Right Choice.
Yeah, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death?
Redemption coming! On Thursday, 10 February, we're honking those horns all the way to Bowling's Playing Field in St. Mary's South. Brother Cartwright Marshall, here we come! The United Progressive Party Drive-In Socially Distanced Political Rally will be in Bowlings on Thursday. Water is scarce, cost of living sky high, jobs hard to find, too many issues for you to stay home. Fry your chicken and dumpling, mix your ginger beer, and come! Join us on Thursday, 10 February for the United Progressive Party Drive-In Socially Distanced Political Rally. Gates open at 6 p.m. and the rally starts at 7 p.m. Redemption coming! The United Progressive Party, the right choice. The United Progressive Party, the right choice. The United Progressive Party, the right choice.
It's time to join the family at the People's Cooperative Credit Union Limited. We offer savings accounts, deposits, fixed deposits, loans, among other related services. You can even become a shareholder by purchasing a minimum of 50 shares at $5 per share. Membership is super easy and convenient. Just visit our newly opened credit union building on Upper Newgate Street, Monday to Fridays, 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. with proof of ID and address, along with $15 to cover registration and passbook, and you'll be set and on your way. For further information, call 462-8888 or 727-2285. People's Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Today, tomorrow, together.
shadow of day.
Redemption coming! On Thursday, 10 February, we're honking those horns all the way to Bowling's Playing Field in St. Mary's South. Brother Cartwright Marshall, here we come! The United Progressive Party Drive-In Socially Distanced Political Rally will be in Bowlings on Thursday. Water is scarce, cost of living sky high, jobs hard to find, too many issues for you to stay home. Fry your chicken and dumpling, mix your ginger beer, and come! Join us on Thursday, 10 February for the United Progressive Party Drive-In Socially Distanced Political Rally. Gates open at 6 p.m. and the rally starts at 7 p.m. Redemption coming! The United Progressive Party, the right choice. The United Progressive Party, the right choice. The United Progressive Party, the right choice. We don't study people. The more they try to hold me down, I could never crumble. Never crumble. It's my decision.
Welcome back to The Right Choice. And tonight we're featuring two of the youngest candidates on the right team, Gladys Potter. She is the standard bearer for St. John's Rural South, and Tevon Peter Red's Harriet, the standard bearer for St. Peter. And we were talking quite a lot about your personal life, sharing with the audience a little slice of your vision, a little slice of what you have accomplished and so on, and some of the challenges that you have overcome. What I want to do now is to focus on your vision for the constituency. What are some of the policies and programs which will demonstrate that you are the right choice for St. John's Rural South?
Sister Jackie, I believe that anything that you're going to do in a constituency that affects people, you must plan with them. So one of the programs, my intention, my vision, is to spearhead community groups.
Yes.
I am presently meeting with persons living in St. John's Rural South who are interested and ready to take responsibility for St. John's Rural South. It's security, the sanitation of the constituency, the fact that there are no programs for the youth. So one of the plans is to establish community groups in Otters, Newtown and Radio Range. One group will take care of that
area, geographical space.
One in Knott Grove, Golden Grove and Lower Otters that will take care of that space, and one in Golden Grove Extension, Creekside, that will take care of that place. Knott Grove area, Grace Hill will also fit into there.
Right.
So the community groups will work along with whomever the Member of Parliament is to ensure that St. John's Rural South get what they deserve in terms of community centre that is needed presently, equipped with crèche. There is a need for a daycare, a public daycare in St. John's Rural South. You have many young parents, single parents. They're not able to work because they cannot they don't have the resources to leave their young children, babies.
At a paid daycare.
At a paid daycare. By the time they go out and look a job, the cost for daycare plus rent plus all kind of other things, it's not feasible. So that will be a great help and relief. In addition to that, you have parents who, they have children that are differently able, and sometimes they need a little break. We need a center in St. John's Rural South that is dedicated to, and they're equipped as well. We have trained professionals who are able to take care of those who are differently able, to bring relief to parents who have children that are differently able. In addition to that, the community groups will take responsibility and work along with stakeholders to upgrade the recreational facilities in St. John's Wood South. Presently, we have 3 major play fields, not one bathroom on any of them, no changing room. We have women, females, who use the play field. They play sports and they don't have anywhere to relieve themselves. That is ridiculous. I know the men, they will go at the side or somewhere around, but the women, women cannot do that.
And even that is not a good thing, because men also need to use the changing rooms.
I agree, but we know what happens. There are no swings, slides, nothing for the children, nothing at all, nothing for the elders, nowhere for the elders to go. I remember growing up in St. John's Wood South, you will see our elders playing worry on the corner. We need to create a space for that. Presently, the neighbor, everybody's inside of their homes locked up because they don't have nowhere to go. We need to create space where all the residents of St. John's Wood South can live, and live, meaning move, interact, bring back that community spirit. One of my plans, my vision is to see to that. And not me, on my own, but everybody, we working together, creating groups that are going to see to this. And another plan that I'm hoping to implement soon, it doesn't even have to be after election, is to have quarterly town hall meetings to consult with residents on what we need to get done and what we can do together. Report back. We need to have this. Communication is key. As I said earlier, there is so much that can be done. All what it needs is for us to work together and do something. An idea is just an idea, but if we don't implement the idea, it will never go anywhere. It's time for us to implement ideas, and I believe a good leader, they may not have resources, but you pull persons together with the resources. St. John's Wood South full up of resources, human resources. we can do all kind of things in St. John's Wood South. We got skillful men and women galore, talented men and women galore. And if we come together, there's nothing that we cannot do. So St. John's Wood South, Gladys Potter is the right choice.
That's right. And you have known that because you have had your Shine the Light Expo all these years. So you know that you have the resources there. And I like the fact that you have this spirit of inclusivity, a participatory democracy where people are involved in your decision making. That is an excellent decision. Certainly a policy in which you're going to always consult with the people. So excellent ideas, Sister Gladys. Brother Peter Reds, tell us about some of your policies and programs, because St. Peter is a special place. I mean, it has been neglected for so long. What will demonstrate to the people that you are the right choice in your policies and programs?
Well, Sister Jackie, as it stands now, my team and I have cleaned the area in Palm, an area we call the beauty spot. And we've bought some benches. We have about 3 or 4 benches in the area. And that's the area we created for students to go in after school and have art class with the teacher from the village. Our plan is to get internet in the area and get TVs in there. So after having the long week of doing schoolwork, the students can still go to the same area and have some free time, relax, and watch television. That would be a bonding site for the youth. Also, you've heard me mention this before, the fisheries complex in town. Oh my. My neighbor is one of the head fishermen in the village, Mr. Massey. The cries from him on a daily basis about the fisheries complex is in a state of disrepair. Sister Jackie, they need some assistance. The fishermen have no assistance when they go to ply their trade. The fisheries looks like a rundown facility. We need to do better. We have a sitting MP who ignores these complaints come from our constituents. We have a clinic structure in Peers. For years now, the constituents of Peers has complained about the facility only needing the roof being rebuilt. We need some assistance in the Peers village. Every Tuesday, the elderly people has to go to Pound just to get some healthcare assistance. Why should they travel so far when they have a structure in Peers? Why can't the sitting Minister of Health ensure that the facility in Peers is up and running? That would not only ease the burden on the nurses, but to ease the burden on the elderly as well. Sister Jackie, we have a football field in Power. Since I was 5 or 6 years old, that football field was being created. Up to this day, there's not one bathroom facility on that field.
Oh dear me. The same cry like Sister Gladys. Oh dear.
And the kind of monies that have passed through the village and passed through the constituency and passed through the football team to not have a single bathroom on that playing field is just not acceptable. We have a basketball court, but I wouldn't call it a court, Sister Jackie. We have a road in Peers that they said supposed to be a basketball court. If you take a drive in Peers, just by the Peers Secondary School, we have cattle and horses that are being tied on that facility.
Yes.
Why should the young people of Peers Village suffer when a sitting government, a sitting MP, who we heard over months, for months that they have the financial clout. They have the financial clout to help and do other things. Why not give a need for the people in the constituency? We have Peers Secondary School, a school that I hold dear to my heart. The state of that secondary school, no one would want to go to Peers Secondary to go and visit. No person would want to go to Peers Secondary and visit. It does not look good. I appeal to the Minister of Education. Please take a serious look at the Peers Secondary School. I'm appealing to you. I hold Peers Secondary School close to my heart. I want to see Peers Secondary become the greatest school in Antigua Barbuda. Also, Sister Jackie, I have a planning program, a plan in place to work with students who, we call this country dropouts. I don't like to use that term. I like to use students who don't make the grade. You understand? I have a working program in place to have real life skills being taught in that program. You're going to teach them welding, you're going to teach them farming, you're going to teach them landscaping, you're going to teach them fishing. After a 2-year period, Sister Jackie, they will get a certificate to ensure that they complete the course, then they can branch off and have their own business.
Yes.
The United Progressive Party is all about empowering young people.
That's right.
We are the right choice to make a difference in this country.
Oh dear me, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps. Oh.
Along with the United Progressive Party is the right choice. There's no other way we can see development in St. Peter and in Antigua and Barbuda. We have to select United Progressive Party. We are the right choice.
Oh wow, I'm telling you, I am blown away by how committed both of you are. You have a finger on the pulse of the needs in your constituency, and you have a vision for where you want to take this constituency. And you know, I'm looking at Facebook here, and I'm seeing that your opponent is actually watching. Welcome.
He needs to pay attention and start to do some work. While you're still there, at least work for the money, man.
Welcome, MP Darrell Matthew. Thank you for joining us and for being schooled a little about some of the plans that Sister Gladys has for the constituency.
Give me the opportunity to just let him know the areas of need in St. John's Road South. I was in the constituency yesterday down at Golden Grove New Extension. After a little rain, Sister Jackie, down there is the area is saturated with water, so much so that the water is green and filthy. While canvassing, there was the one who is watching now, came down there. So I'm hoping that he will return and try to do something try to do something about that area down there. The people in Golden Grove, New Extension and Creekside are in need of drains. They are in need of roads. You may not be able to do it out of your pocket because you're taking care of yourself, but advocate for the people of St. John's Wood South. Please, advocate for us. Be useful. Stand up in Parliament. Put something forward that is going to benefit us, the people of St. John's Wood South. Thank you.
Now, I'm being told that we don't have a lot of time. So what, we have to do it again. We have to do it again. But can I just ask both of you, if you were approached with a proposal to build one new piece of public infrastructure in your constituency, a road, a drain, a bus shelter, a community center, how would you evaluate whether or not that project was worth implementing? How are you going to decide what is going to be that one piece of public infrastructure?
Sister Jackie, the one piece of public infrastructure, I think, would be the fisheries. The fisheries complex in Pound can be overturned. We can make a lot of income from that fisheries complex. We could also have a water sport facility at the same area. The Pound was a bayside. We used to have boats in the ship's dock right at the Pound Harbour. At the moment, nobody comes there. Nobody wants to enter Pound. The fisheries complex at the moment is just in a state of disrepair. If I had a choice, I would go and rebuild that fisheries. I would give it a makeover. When I was first built and managed on the stewardship of the United Progressive Party, that was in a better state than it is now. People used to leave from Old Road and come to Param. People used to leave from Erlings and come to Param. People wanted to see how well built that facility was. At the moment, people don't want to ask about that facility. That facility, if given a facelift, would bring income not only in St. Peter, but in Antigua Barbuda. We need to do better. Sister Jackie, that fisheries complex would be my main priority.
Thank you so much. What about you, Sister Gladys?
Sister Jackie, going into the constituency and hearing from the residents, there is a resounding cry for a community center, an area where the youth, the students will have somewhere to go, to learn, to develop their skills, their talents, to get a fighting chance in this thing called life. There is a need for a space where our elders can go and pass on their knowledge, their skills, their talents to the younger ones who are coming up. Leave that legacy with someone. There is a need for, as I said earlier, crèche, a daycare, public daycare. There is a need for a community center in St. John's Wood South. That is a priority. We already have the eyesore at the back of the Golden Grove School, Primary School, to build upon. There are more that I would love to do, but you only ask for one.
Yes. Okay, my producer is telling me that we have to wrap up. Let me just get in a couple of these comments and questions from Facebook and from Instagram. Somebody says, Daryl S. Matthew, I think you're cool, brother, but you're acting more like a silent puppet when you can do better. Good night, UPP all the way, the right choice. Upliftment, UPP liftment, UPP the right choice. So proud of these candidates. And somebody else says, tell all the ministers in cabinet to get some balls and stand up to Gaston. Any other comments? I'm trying to go through as fast as possible. Proud of my rep, Tevon Petered's Harriet. And somebody says, Gladys, you're a beautiful woman. Okay. Now, finally, because I'm getting the wind-up signal, I'm going to give you each a minute. Just look into the camera. Look at your constituents. Look at the nation of Antigua and Barbuda and tell them what makes you the right choice. And we're going to start. We started with ladies, with Gladys first, so we're going to start with you, Peter Reds.
Sister Jackie, and to the people of St. Peter, Tevon Peter Reds Harriet is the right choice because I am a son of the soil. I will go out and represent you. I am the right choice because I will ensure that your needs and concerns are addressed at the national level and at the local level. Tavon Peter Harriet is the right choice because I will help young people ensure that their businesses get a leg up. At the moment, young people are suffering. Why should we continue to elect Antigua Barbuda party who have neglected us? We have been so faithful and loyal to a party for over 70 years that has given us nothing in return. Tavon Peter Harriet is the right choice because I will be visible. I will be nearby to help you when you have concerns, when you have needs. I am the right choice because I will ensure that young and old, red, yellow, blue or green, I will advocate for every single one of you. I will fight for every single one of you. I will ensure that you're not ignored. I am the right choice because St. Peter desperately needs a change. St. Peter desperately needs someone to fight for them. I am the right choice because I will stand with you. I will respect you. I am the right choice. And the United Progressive Party is the right choice because young people want to make a difference now. There's far gone the time that young people accept being told that you're young. You can wait until tomorrow. There's no waiting now. And I'm an advocate for that. I am the bearer for that. I am young and we want something to change now. Young people want to change now. They want to own business now. They are entrepreneurs and they want to make a living. Tavon Peter Harriet and the United Progressive Party is the right choice.
And may I say, goal! Sister Gladys, your turn. Look into the camera and tell the people of Antigua and Barbuda and your constituency in Rural South why you are the right choice for that constituency.
St. John's Rural South, I, Gladys Potter, is the right choice for St. John's Rural South. I will, if you want a member of parliament who will fight for you, who will bring your concerns, your cause to parliament and advocate for you, then Gladys Potter is the right choice. If you want to see where you live being developed, where you have potable water, electricity, proper roads, I will work for you. I will fight for you. I will work tirelessly to see to your needs. My senior citizens in St. John's Rural South, I know you're tired of the late payments, with not knowing that anyone cares. I will fight for you. I will stand with you. I will make the calls. I will make the noise for you to ensure that your payment, you get your payment on time. January on time, February on time, not May you're getting for April and February. St. John's Rural South, Gladys Potter is the right choice. We need community centers in St. John's Rural South. I will work for that. I will advocate for that. I will take it to my member of parliament, my fellow colleagues, and fight for a piece of the pie for St. John's Rural South. St. John's Rural South, Gladys Potter is the right choice because I respect you. Respect you enough to consult with you, to hear from you, to plan for you in how we can change and St. John's Rural South for the better. I do not take you for granted. I do not overlook you. I will consider what you tell me and I will report back to you. St. John's Rural South, Gladys Potter is the right choice because I see the potential that St. John's Rural South can be. I see the benefit that St. John's Rural South can be to all of us. I see the areas of need even in our educational system. Otters Comprehensive School, Mary Pickett School, Golden Grove Primary School, Jennings Secondary School, that caters to the students in St. John's Rural South. I will fight for better for you. Gladys Potter is the right choice for St. John's Rural South.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, I have been inspired. I've been blown away this evening. And I'm sure our audience, too, have enjoyed this little discussion with both Gladys Potter and Tavon Peter Harriet. Of course, listeners and viewers, Sister Gladys Potter is the standard bearer for the constituency of St. John's Rural South, and Tavon Peter Harriet, please get it into your head, those constituents. He is the standard bearer for St. Peter's constituency. I want you to join us again next week same day, same time, and you're going to get another 2 members from the right team, the right party, for another edition of The Right Choice. I'm Jackie Quinn. Good night.
Yeah, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death?
Redemption coming! On Thursday, 10 February, we're honking those horns all the way to Bowling's Playing Field in St. Mary's South. Brother Cartwright Marshall, here we come! The United Progressive Party Drive-In Socially Distanced Political Rally will be in Bowlings on Thursday. Water is scarce, cost of living sky high, jobs hard to find, too many issues for you to stay home. Fry your chicken and dumpling, mix your ginger beer, and come! Join us on Thursday, 10 February for the United Progressive Party Drive-In Socially Distanced Political Rally. Gates open at 6 p.m. and the rally starts at 7 p.m. Redemption coming! The United Progressive Party, the right choice. The United Progressive Party, the right choice. The United Progressive Party, the right choice.
It's time to join the family at the People's Cooperative Credit Union Limited. We offer savings accounts, deposits, fixed deposits, loans, among other related services. You can even become a shareholder by purchasing a minimum of 50 shares at $5 per share. Membership is super easy and convenient. Just visit our newly opened credit union building on Upper Newgate Street, Monday to Fridays, 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. with proof of ID and address, along with $15 to cover registration and passbook. And you'll be set and on your way. For further information, call 462-8888 or 727-2285. People's Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Today, tomorrow, together.